Well, happy Monday morning to you, everyone, and welcome back to Morning Musings. My name is Don K. Preston. I am the president of Preterist Research Institute of Ardmore, Oklahoma. Hey, here we are. Monday is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and our Preterist Pilgrim Weekend begins this upcoming Thursday, July the 14th, 2016. We have a fantastic seminar planned, and don't forget, you can sign up to watch this free of charge live via live stream on your own computer. Go to BibleProphecy.com or eschatology.org. Follow the instructions. Now, it will give you the instructions on how to get the password and the code, okay? Just read carefully and you will see how, as you complete the process, to get the password and the instructions to make sure that you're all signed up. I want to tell you, we've got registrations from literally all over the world. This is fantastic. There's lots and lots of interest in this debate especially, so you don't want to miss it. If you can at all, come be with us. But if you can't come, be sure to sign up for the live stream of the entire seminar, not just the debate, every speech. And boy, we've got some great speakers for you. All right, we are looking at and examining the doctrine of the man of sin. We have been told that the man of sin was supposed to be revealed in June 2016. Oops. Others have said July 2016. Oops. Now it's August. Some say September. Needless to say, all of this rampant speculation is really not all that healthy. And it most assuredly is not based upon actual biblical exegesis. As a matter of fact, in order to maintain any kind of a futurist view of the man of sin, a person has to, number one, either ignore what the scriptures actually say in their historical context, or number two, they have to distort what the scriptures actually say in their historical context. Now, I've shared with you some of the realities, some of the facts concerning the man of sin that Paul discusses in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. One of those things is the interrelationship between the man of sin and the abomination of desolation. The man of sin would sit in the temple of God. We've discussed whether or not that temple of God is the church, the apostate church, or whether it's the temple of God at Jerusalem. I believe that Daniel 9 and Daniel chapter 12 are absolutely definitive in establishing this. What I do know is that the appearance of the abomination of desolation, and thus the man of sin, is absolutely 100% confined to the last days of Old Covenant Israel. Look, Daniel 9, and this is a slightly repetitive from what I've shared with you earlier, but I think it just so incredibly important. You know, we learn by repetition, right? But the point of fact is, Daniel chapter 9 says, 70 weeks are determined upon your people and upon your holy city. This means that the vision of Daniel 9 is not about the church. It's not about the church age. Well, that eliminates the man of sin and the abomination of desolation having anything to do with some future man of sin. Scholars such as Kim Riddlebarger says we're waiting on a future man of sin. No, that violates Daniel chapter 9. Once again, if the man of sin and the abomination of desolation go hand in hand, since Daniel chapter 9 posits the abomination of desolation within the 70 weeks having to do with Israel and not the church and not the end of time, then Kim Riddlebarger and all others who posit a yet future man of sin taking his place in the church, the apostate church, are simply misapplying the text. Notice 70 weeks were determined upon Israel and upon the holy people, or upon the holy city. Okay. After the 69th week, which means during the 70th week. Now, I'm not going to try to get into the specific mathematical calculations, okay? All sorts of speculation on that. The point of it is that after the 69th week, number one, Messiah would be cut off. Number two, on the wing of abomination would come one who would make desolate. I have shared with you that the abomination, the term abomination of desolation, literally means the abomination that brings desolation, that causes desolation. So, in the 70th week, which is, in the first century, it's directly related to the time period, to the generation at least, of Jesus' death. After the 69 weeks, Messiah shall be cut off. Then, on the wing of abomination shall come one who shall cause desolation. Now watch this. Until the consummation. This is exactly what I've shared with you when I've shared with you the idea that linguistically it is the abomination that brings desolation. Well, what's the pardon me. Pardon me. What is the consummation? It's the end of the 70th week. That's the description. That's the discussion. That's what Daniel 9 is all about. It is not about, okay, we got 69 weeks here. Oh, now we've got a 2,000 year gap. And then at some unknown point of time, after a rapture of the church, we go back to dealing with Israel. There is no gap in Daniel chapter 9 between the 69th and the 70th week. But once again, we absolutely must realize it is the abomination that brings desolation. And Daniel 9 puts that in the 70th week. And that countdown, on the wing of abomination shall come one who causes desolation, and the consummation. The consummation is the end of the 70th week. It is related to Israel. It is related to the city. It is related to the temple. And folks, we don't have a temple. When Jesus spoke in Matthew 24 and said to his living, breathing apostles, when you see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel, then know that the desolation is nigh. Abomination, desolation, and Jesus said, verily I say unto you, this generation will by no means pass until all of these things come to pass. When we honor what Daniel actually said, when we honor the locust, the geographical location of the abomination of desolation, when we honor the consummation of the desolation, the 70th week, as the time of the destruction of Jerusalem, then there is no way in this world that we can remove it from the first century. Hey, thanks so much for joining me for this morning's morning musings. And yes, we've got more on the man of sin. Don't forget, go to BibleProphecy.com, eschatology.org, sign up to watch Preter's Pilgrim Weekend 2016, free of charge. And we'll see you on the flip side.